Why do growing businesses love working in Slack? Let's ask Christy at Ari Bikes.
Running things in Slack saves me so much time.
AI summaries save 97 minutes per week. What say you, Rox from Gosney?
Slack helps us build community, it helps us build connection.
Your partners, vendors and customers all in one place. Take us on home, Ashley from Caraway.
If we didn't have Slack tomorrow, I would explode.
Well, let's not let that happen. Visit slack.com/podcast to get 50% off Slack Business Plus.
I had that dream again. My small business needs to hire, but I don't use LinkedIn, and I hire wrong. So then I'm doing IT, and when I go to plug the servers in, they become sentient, and they won't let us access our network unless we forward their chain emails and memes to more and more and more people, and then I wake up.
Don't let hiring nightmares ruin your dreams. LinkedIn Jobs' new AI assistant finds and invites best fit candidates to apply, so you can discover talent you may have missed. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/quality. Start hiring today with LinkedIn.
Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, probably gonna upset some Escape from Tarkov fans out there, but you have to understand though that game, I feel like that it ran its course. You know, at one point in time it was the best extraction shooter out there, but when you look at the amount of money that you have to put into that game just to be able to get, the experience I guess you could get in Arc Raiders, yeah, nah, bro, I'm good. You know, to have it where it's like, what, they had like a $200, let's just see all the different editions that they have of Escape from Tarkov and can compare it to the editions that they have from Arc Raiders. But Escape from Tarkov editions, let's see. Okay, game editions, and then because Arc Raiders, you could easily just look that up off of Steam. So let's just talk on Arc Raiders since we do have the page open. So to just get Arc Raiders by itself, and pretty much you get everything that you need to get in the game. It ain't like it's they have it where there's stuff that's locked and then you have to buy a special edition. I think they do have like some cosmetic stuff, and I'll read those things out. But the standard edition costs $39.99, and then the deluxe edition costs $59.99. And so the deluxe edition, it comes with the base game, of course, and then an outfit, a backpack attachment, and then you can also have like a lip scar, face cosmetic, because they do have like a little bit of a character customization in the game, a cowboy scrappy outfit and body type, an emote where it's like, I guess like the finger guns and stuff, and then 2,400 Raider tokens. But I believe you can earn Raider tokens by just simply playing the game and stuff. So anyways, and then with Escape from Tarkov, so they have they don't really have, hold on for a second, see full, because I'm trying to figure out like what's the price of all of them and stuff. They don't even have like a thing where it lets you know the price. It's like, it's just okay, because I know that they do have Escape from Tarkov on Steam. I'm like, bro, I don't even know what I'm looking at. I'm like, dang, you guys got all these different. Okay, so they have, even the standard game by itself and stuff. It still costs more than Arc Raiders, not by a whole lot, but anyways, the standard edition costs $49.99. The Left Behind edition costs $81.99, and then the Prepare for Escape edition costs $109, and then I don't even know if that comes with, no, it doesn't. So then if you want to play, because I know that was one thing that people was saying about Arc Raiders, was that it needs a PvE mode. So that is the one thing that I have to say that I do like about that game. I mean, overall it's not PvE, but still it does help out the PvE players. But so in Arc Raiders, they have it set up where if you want I guess like PvE lobbies, so if you, I guess, go a bunch of different games without killing anybody, because I have yet to kill anybody in that game. I've been killed, but I haven't killed nobody in that game just yet. But anyways, no, they'll put you in lobbies where people won't kill you. You know, they just going around collecting the loot and killing the arcs and stuff. I guess if somebody goes off in there in some wild behavior, then yeah, that you do your best to kill them and stuff. But overall, though, they don't have it set up where you got to pay for that. They have it set up where it's like, okay, just don't kill nobody, and then you'll get put in those lobbies and stuff. And then with Escape from Tarkov, they have it where if you want to play the PV or have it where you have PvE zones in the game, it's an extra $29.99 on top of whatever edition that you buy. But I think I do remember they did say something about whatchamacallit, like Escape from Tarkov having a $200 edition of it and stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, fam, there is no game in this world where, especially when all the content is digital, and then you can lose that content on top of that. Like, I don't know, because I know that there is the one game, Gray Zone Warfare, where they at least have it where every, I think, month or whatever the stuff ends, they have it where your locker is replenished. So you pretty much like whatever edition that you bought of Gray Zone Warfare, you get to whatever. So like, yeah, if you get the standard and there's like, oh, it comes with 2 assault rifles, 2 pistols, gang ammo, supplies, all this other stuff, you'll get that back once when I guess or I think, isn't it when you reset your character? It might be when or like a character reset thing. But anyways, but yeah, overall though, it's like, why would I spend that much on content that I can overall lose in the game? Like, and my thing is this, you know what trips me out is that I just remember, I think it was with Grand Theft Auto 5, I remember they had like a special edition where it came with a Los Santos hat, it came with like, I think maybe one of those hardcover cases, and a bunch of like, actual stuff, like stuff that you can have and keep for a long period of time, I guess up until, worn it down to its last thread. But it just trips me out to charge that much for digital content that you can easily lose when you go and play the game a certain amount of times. And then I guess like, yeah, even if you do play it in the PvE zone, yeah, so let's say you go and you do buy the game and then you buy one of the PvE zones and stuff, you would think that, okay, just have it where it's like PvE is its own separate game, so at least then, but no, it's a DLC that you have to buy, so you have no choice but to buy Escape from Tarkov, but then you also have to buy the PvE zone. You would think that it would make sense. It's like, okay, you're not going to get the full experience if you play it online, I guess with other people, so yeah, let's just have it where it could have very well been either around the same price, like and I think that's how I would have done it, where if people just want to play a PvE version of Escape from Tarkov, we gonna make it into its own separate game, but we ain't gonna have it where you have to buy the game and then on top of that buy this DLC, where it's like, fam, it shouldn't even be a DLC. But anyways, but overall though, between the two games, I feel like that's what this episode is originally going to be about. But between them two games, which is better, Escape from Tarkov or Arc Raiders? I think just based off of how I started off this episode, I think we already know where I'm going with it. All right, Escape from Tarkov. No, I'm playing. Arc Raiders is actually, because I did play Escape from Tarkov a while ago. And no, don't get me wrong, like, it is a solid game. It's definitely one of those extraction shooters I think you should play at least once. But for the price that they ask, it's like, yeah, no, if there's cheaper options out there, and then on top of that, there's a lot more people, because hold on for a second, because they did just recently add Escape from Tarkov to Steam, but I just want to check like the player counts between both games. I know it ain't going to be going based off of a accurate number with the Steam version of Escape from Tarkov, but yeah, let's just let's see real quick the two games. So Arc Raiders currently has 324,000 players on Steam, and then they had an all-time peak of 481,000 players 2 months ago when the game had released. Escape from, I always keep saying, like, forgive me if I mess up on the names, but anyways, Escape from Tarkov currently has 18,000 players. Right now, they had in a 24-hour peak, they had 32,000 players, and then they had an all-time peak 2 months ago around the same time when, well, no, actually, it wasn't around, it was maybe a couple of weeks after Arc Raiders came out, but yeah, they had 47,000 people playing the game. And this, at one point in time, was one of the most popular extraction shooters, if not the most popular extraction shooter out there. Kind of like how, at one point in time, PUBG was the most famous battle royale. Fortnite at one point. And then what else? H1Z1. I remember they had kind of like a battle royale thing going on. Pretty much, like, I would say that Arc Raiders is like, I guess because I'm trying to think, I think PUBG came out. PUBG, I think, had came out before Fortnite. Let's see. Well, even if we, no, because H1Z1, so yeah, let's just say H1Z1 in PUBG. So Because I remember when H1Z1, that was the more popular game because they had like the zombie survival stuff, and then they had the battle royale stuff. And I don't know why. It's like that game, I don't know where that game went wrong, but it was like, yeah, the game overall did go wrong, and then people ain't playing it no more. I don't even think anybody is playing that game anymore. I was like, that game, it was crazy because it was such a popular game too. But anyways, but no, then when PUBG came out, changed the game, and then it got to the point where they started getting desperate. The H1Z1 developers, I think at one point in time, didn't they make the game free or something like that? Hold on for a second. Let me see if I can possibly find that game, because they do it. Yeah, Z1 Battle Royale. So they made it where this game is free to play, and this was a game that I paid for. Like this was a game where it's like I paid money. H1Z1 was the game that really got me into PC gaming, and I think the game, it came out long before. Oh, I think that's what it is, going based off of this battle royale, because I remember the game had came out before, and I wonder if they don't have like that Just Survive mode anymore. That's crazy. I was like, I just don't understand like what happened. But let's just see what the Steam player count is right now for that game. Dang. 1,000 people are playing it right now. And then it's pretty much like a few more when it comes to the 24-hour peak. 8.5 years ago, they had 151,000 people playing this game. Yeah, I think you can definitely say that H1Z1 now, or they calling it Z1 Battle Royale, it's definitely dead. Like it's one of those games where it's like, wow, what happened? But yeah, PUBG came out and it was like, wow, this is a breath of fresh air. This is a good game. I like this. I think this is a solid game. That's pretty much the same situation with Escape from Tarkov and Arc Raiders, is that you're going to, even though like one game, and I feel like with Escape from Tarkov, you probably could get it for dirt cheap somewhere. Because what else could they really do to this game? Like, I guess maybe they could add a story. Maybe they could cut down the prices on a lot of different stuff, give away some things for free. There would be a lot of different things that they would have to do in order to have it where Arc Raiders is underneath them. But as far as I see it, where it's like, Arc Raiders being the newer game, a lot more people are playing it. And then overall, what I mean by that, by it being a newer game, is that there's a lot more things that they can add into the game, because you see that at times where it's like, a game comes out and it does so good at first, and then as the time goes on, then it's like if they continuously keep adding more content, more ways to play, I think Arc Raiders, it definitely can be one of those games where it could be in that same conversation as Fortnite, where it's like, because if I had to say like what's the most popular game right now, in my opinion, it would be Fortnite. It's easy to play. You can play it on just about every platform out there, from phone, handheld gaming devices, consoles, PC, what else? It's like eventually they're gonna have it where you can play Fortnite in your mind, so it's like Fortnite, it's pretty much like the Skyrim, where it's like it's been released on just about every platform and stuff. But no, overall though, it's like you gotta ask that question with Escape from Tarkov, where did it go wrong? Because, and I have to say, it's probably when they started jacking up the prices on that game, because I think they did have it where it was like some expensive vault or case thing, or like, what is the most expensive version of Escape from okay, so there's Escape from Tarkov. So the most expensive version of Escape from Tarkov is the Unheard Edition, priced at $250 at launch, offering exclusive PvE access. Oh, so that's the edition that comes with PvE. So there's like PvE access with persistent progression. What does that mean? The Gamma secure container, the largest stash, increased trading standing, and a season pass for future DLC, making it the ultimate package with significant in-game advantages, though it caused controversy for breaking previous promises to Edge of Darkness owners. What's Edge of Darkness? What's that all about? A Mel Gibson movie pops up. You know what? I ain't even gonna go down that route, because I'm in a confusion. But anyways, there shouldn't be no reason why an edition of that game costs $250. And then what's crazy is that with not Escape from Tarkov, but with Arc Raiders, you don't even, once when you buy the game, depending on what edition that you buy of it, whether it's the standard edition or the deluxe edition, that's it. That's all the money that you have to put in the game. For as long as I've been playing this game, I have yet to put any actual cash into it. You know, and it just seems like that, yeah, it's like it gets to a point where a developer, they get desperate. They're trying to get the most amount of money that they possibly can for that game. And it's like, bro, you guys can't go about your game like that when there's so many other cheaper options. Even if people are like, oh, I don't like the killing robots settings and stuff. Yeah, then you got Gray Zone Warfare. There is this one game, I don't even think that game is popular. It's like people are even playing it and stuff. But I remember there was this one game called like Project Elite or something like that. Yeah, they got it where that game is like half off right now. And it was an extraction shooter. It had a PV. I think it did have a PvE mode in there and stuff. But yeah, it just wasn't. I guess the developers, they just pretty much gave up on it for some reason, and having it where it's like, no, wow, that is crazy. This game, so. What I wonder if people have they say the recent reviews have mostly been people are like, dang, the last time that this game got a review was back in July. That is insane, bro. Man, I did not realize and I remember when this game people were talking about it and they were blowing it up and stuff, but wow, dang. Do they even do any updates to this game? That is crazy. I wonder when was the last time they did an update to this game. They did an update back in April. That was the last time that they updated this game. That's insane. But there's so they currently have no players playing it right now. They had 7 players in a 24-hour peak, and an all-time high 1.5 years ago with 185 players. That's the Project Elite game. So yeah, that might not be the best option. That's one of those things. I'm like, yeah, learn to Arc Raiders, because if you're all like, oh, I'll check out that Project Elite game, the developers might have abandoned that game. Don't waste your. Yeah, it might be cheaper than both Escape from Tarkov and Arc Raiders, but yeah, don't waste your time with that game. That's insane. Unless they start doing some updates, probably giving away some free copies to streamers so they can play and all that stuff. If they ain't gonna do that, I'm like, yeah, kiss that game goodbye. So, but yeah, I would say that Arc Raiders, in my opinion, it's the better game. You know, it's newer. It's to me, it's a little bit easier to play. I feel like when I played Escape from Tarkov, it was kind of confusing. Maybe I just gotta sit down and play that game again and get a better understanding of it. But I would say, I guess, between the two, yeah, probably Escape from Tarkov. If you're looking for a game that got a lot of content, when it comes to YouTube and TikTok, then you'll probably see a lot more content from what the game used to be back then, all the way to where this game is at currently right now. But I feel like, yeah, the more popular game, a game where it's like, hey, I want to be able to play a game with friends, especially it being the cheaper game, yeah, definitely get into Arc Raiders. In my opinion, it was a lot easier, because it was, I remember when I played Escape from Tarkov, you didn't know where the enemies would be at. So it's like, you'll be walking out in the middle of somewhere, all of a sudden you done got one shot and then got killed and things. At least with Arc Raiders, they kind of let you know where the enemies, where they be flying around at. I guess if it's another person in the game, then yeah, they could be camping around the corner and stuff. But that's if you're playing, I guess, in lobbies where people are being aggressive. If you ain't being aggressive, then yeah, for the most part, it should be okay, to play that game and stuff. But anyways, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. Like, subscribe, viewing this on YouTube. Follow or subscribe, viewing this on the podcast streaming service. And peace.